Hello everybody. Today in this video I want to show the process of tuning an antenna. I happen to found this antenna in my storage space many years ago, probably almost 20 years ago. I got this antenna from a friend and never really used it. It's been there. It had no ground radios for the ground plane. So this model is a SIRIO and it's a UHF only antenna, and it should work between 400 and 470, but you have to tune it. Now the antenna normally has 4 radios in a square fashion. I made these tubes, and I'm using now just 2 tubes, as I should have 4, but for some reason I just found 3. So I will make a new one, but for now I just use 2 radios for symmetry. And so with 2 radios, the antenna, which by the way is you can secure the whip in here. There's a bit of room for adjusting, but not much. There's also this rubber cup which will go here when the tuning process is finished. And yeah, so the response in this configuration, and the whip is all in. The response I have with this new toy, unfortunately, with the light, with the sunlight, it's very difficult to see. But let me get the sweep going. We are sweeping between 400 and 500 megs. We've got 3 traces. The yellow one is the SWR. The blue one, coincidence in the dip, is the return loss, and the trace 3 is the Smith chart. So as you can see now, the antenna is resonating at 415. So I want it about 430, between 430 and 440. So but we can observe a very good dip with 32 dB of return loss. I'm measuring with a short piece of coax, but at this frequency the wavelength is 70 centimeters. So we have a feed line which is about 3/4 of the wavelength. So the best way is to either use, I don't know, half wavelength at 430, or calibrate the VNA right at the end of the feed line, but I don't have the way to do this. So also what I have found out is that the radios has an impact on the resonant frequency, obviously. So if I put another radio, for example, the minimum has moved down to the 3 megs, and I believe for sure that if I cut the radios, I will obtain a change in the resonant frequency. In fact, let me try that first, because I have tried to cut the whip already. I have cut a piece on the tip, very short piece, probably 1 centimeter, and I didn't have much of a change. So the big change instead happens when we move the base. Instead of shortening the piece over the coil, changing the length of this section on the bottom of the coil changes quite a bit the response, and I'll show you that. If I unscrew this, I have a couple of markers. Let me see. See, I have another marker here. So let me just get this done off camera because I only have I have lengthened this section, virtually raising the width, and the response we've got now, the antenna is longer, and the deep is now down to 404 megs. You can see the marker frequency here. Sorry about filming, but with this sunlight it's very hard. 404 is where we got the deep, thereabout. So we moved about 10 megs down. So I want to cut this section, but before I cut the width, I want to see if I can make it work with the radials, working on the radials. So first of all, because it's easy for me to make new radials, just get a new tube of this brass, I think. So new tube, and it's much easier than the whip once it's cut. So I will work on the radials, and bear with me a second, and we see I cut the two radials equal length. Now the dip has raised to 417, so 3 megs with only cutting 5 millimeters of tubing plus 5 millimeters to be precise, because we are working with small lens. 5 millimeters plus what is cut by the sole is about 0.35, so 5.35 millimeters, and we gain 3 megs. Now I'll do a bit of math to see where we go, and the dip is still 1.0708, so it's good. Let's do. Well, change of plan, because I was checking, and these two radials, now that I cut them, are 16 centimeters long. Now if we take a look, 300 or 299 point whatever speed of light divided by 430 megs, we get 69.76 centimeters. If we multiply that by, let's say, 9.5, I don't know the velocity factor, we got 66.27. If we divide it by 4 for a quarter wave, it's 16.57 centimeters. This is already 16 centimeters, so it's already short. So I don't want to touch that for now. So I'm going to cut a small piece of the whip, considering this. Okay, so this is the whip. Okay, as you can see, is longer, and the coil is towards the bottom, the first section of the whip, towards the base. Now, considering that adjusting the whip by 13 millimeters almost, we changed frequency by 8 megs. 8 megs. Okay, so let's do some other math for cutting the whip. I see. Here's the math. So we've got an increment of 8 megs with 13 millimeters. So now we went from 404 to 414. Sorry, 406 to 414, 8 megs. Now, then we've got up to 417 because I trimmed a bit the radials. Now, I want to raise another 13 megs to 430, the lower end of the band. So 13/8, the ratio is 1.625. Let's approximate that to 1.5, so we are being more conservative here. So 13 millimeters, the cut we got before, times 1.5. And by the way, the relation is not really linear, but because of small changes, we can approximate it to be linear. Okay, you can think like this for big changes. I mean, this is a big change considering the wavelengths, but that's why I'm being more conservative, by the way. So 19.5. We could even make it 19. Okay, so even less. So let's make it 19. 19 millimeters. That's almost 2 centimeters to cut off from here. So 19. Let's put it there. So we'll end up there. Now make a mark and cut the whip. If I want to be more conservative, I cut for now half of the length, and I cut using this. I cut half of the length. So let's measure. So I cut the antenna. I have reinstalled the antenna, and look the results. Now the dip is hanging around 424, 423 megs. Still good dip, 1.07, minus 29 dB of return loss. Let's see, let's check the bandwidth for a second. Sorry, I apologize, too much sunlight. I have the marker tracking. Let me get the tracking function. Okay, well, we can actually have a quick look here because I got the scale 1.3, 1.6, 1.9. So as you can see, 1.9, for example, between here and here. Now we don't have a good indication for the horizontal scale, so let's move the marker instead. Let's pick up 1.6. Okay, we are. What is that? Yeah, 414 megs. Okay. And on the other side, 433. So that means 7 plus 13, 20 megs. 20 megs of bandwidth. That's very good with 1.6. That's very good. Okay, back to our cut. We went. Let me get back on tracking function. Now the marker tracks the minimum. So we went up to 423 from 417. So what is that? 6 megs? We went up 6 megs. Cutting. Let's have a look at the piece is gone. But anyway, I cut about half. Okay. So we were expecting to raise 30 megs with 1.19 mils cut. I cut the half, and how much is it? 6 megs instead of 13. So about half. Okay. So if I cut another piece, another equal piece, we will go up to 430. But let me think. Because the bandwidth is so good, I could make it 435. I'm not sure. I'll keep it 430 for now. So I'll cut another piece. Bear with me as I do. Okay, I cut another piece. As you can see, the cut is not very precise with this technique, but doesn't matter. We cut 11.5 mils. Okay, so let's put the whip back on and check again. I'm confident that it will be okay because I can still, if I want to lower the frequency, I can still, because we are working with the whip all in, I can still unscrew the whip a little bit and move it up to make it a bit longer. Okay, so I have room for adjusting. So let's go back on. Okay, guess what? We got it right. 431. You can see the marker 430, 431. So the marker is giving us the indication of the dip. The SWR is raised a little bit, 1.15. It's not as good as before. It's a little bit. You can see on the chart that we are a little bit on the capacitive side. But it's good. Now, if I put another radio, let's see what happens. Well, the radio now is not cut the right length. It should take up another piece. We've got the SWR is better. You see 1.04. We went down a little bit, so we can still play with radios. And if I want to make it lower, the dip, I won't make the dip lower, just because I need. Let's see if we move the whip up a little bit. Let's see if I can do this. I'm not sure I can do this on camera. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Oh. Oops. let's see. Yeah, we made it. Okay, so now it's, sorry for bad filming, I'm doing it at the same time live. So we have gone now down for about 5 to 6 megs. So there is room for adjustments, okay, no problem. Let's go back up in frequency. There you go. Okay, so let me cut the third radio, and then in the future I'll make the fourth radio. I cannot do it now, but I will cut the third radio the same length as the other two, and we'll see the final result. By the way, if I move on the band, if I move up, let me get the marker once again. I have to tracking off. If I drag the marker, let me see. 440 1.7. Let's see, 435 1.4. So yeah, it could be made a bit higher, but for now it's okay. I want to have the 4 radials first, even though adding a radial probably will lower the frequency a little bit more. But yeah, let me cut the third radial, and then we do the final. Okay, I have decided, even though the antenna is working pretty well, I decided to have a look on internet, and I found on the manufacturer website this model, which is the GP 365470. Probably they have modified a little bit. The width must be longer, but anyway, we have a PDF which is showing us the tuning process. As you can see, we've got the coil, we've got 2 lengths, L and L1, and this is the frequency response. As you can see, as we expected, if you remember, 1.6 here between 356 and 374, so that's 18 megs. So the response is like the one we had. Okay. I want to have a look at this diagram. This is very interesting. Following this tuning diagram, we can determine the length of the 2 segments. So let's say we want to be this is 428, 438. So let's say we want to be in here. So at this point here means between 355 and 363. So that's 84, it's 359. So 359 roughly L, and for L1 same frequency, which was this one here, between 81 and 82, so 80.5, 80.6, 81.6. Oh, sorry, this is 92. Okay, so let's go back here. We said, I have to write it down. We said between 355 and 363, so 359 we said, okay? Let me get this down. 359 for L. L1 will be between 80.9 and 82.2. 92.2. Let me get it. It came up with these 2 numbers. 359 and 86.55. Okay, that's millimeters. So let's take the whip out and check my measurement. This lower part, we want to start here. So this part of the plastic, we're looking at 10.3. Okay, let's call it 10.3. Or 103, I should say, 103. So we are, so where are we? 103. It means that we are here. That's for something like 415. Okay? Okay. This is what we expect. It might be that the radials are having, well, for sure, the radials, because I don't know how, what's the length of these radials. I don't know how they made them. I don't think they say to cut the radials here. I'll have a look now, but don't think so. Anyway, for the, let me measure L1. Okay, so I've got 376 and 103. So let's see if my antenna is still balanced, because I cut without knowing this diagram. So 376 is somewhere here. 371, 380 basically, so 375 will be here. So 376, yeah, it can be here. So L is cut for 407 megs. So to make it balance, I should cut a bit more the upper whip to probably 366 in here. So I will do it, and then we check again the results. I also want to figure out how long are the radials. Let's see if I can. Well, lucky enough, I see here radial length approximately 200. So before I play with the whip, I like to have full radials installed and of a 200 millimeters length. But because I cannot do it now, the only thing I will do now is to make the two parts of the whip balanced for a certain frequency. Okay. So I won't touch the base because it's already 103. So the base is, as we said before, is cut from it's cut about here. So we are looking at 417 resonance in theory, okay, with longer radials. So if I make it 417, the upper section of the whip, I want to make it 366-ish. So I should cut 1 centimeter. So I'll just do this, then do the final check, and then we stop here with this video until I get some more tubing, some new tubes for making the radials, the 4 radials for 200 millimeters long. I have reinstalled the whip. Now the whip is cut to be the same. I mean, to keep the proportion between the upper and the lower section. The dip is still hanging around 430, and the SWI is 1.06, 1.07. So for now, I'll close it down here, the video, and I think I'm happy with the results. I will just connect the antenna to a portable radio, or maybe my 991 Alpha, and see what I can get, if I can get some repeaters and how. So that's good for now. I can call it a success, considering I didn't pay nothing for this antenna. So thanks for watching, and by the way, I will make a video now soon on this new toy. It's full of videos out there, so yeah, I'll try to make mine to show and comment a little bit on this device, which is nice, by the way, handy. It has limits, obviously, but it's a very helpful tool for the hobbyist. Okay, so thanks for watching for now, and stay tuned for maybe the in the future, and I can get some new tubing for the new radials and see the final results on this antenna. But for now, thanks for watching. 7-3.